Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the Apostate Prophet. Hello, welcome. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing fantastically fine. I'm doing quite well, I would say, under the given circumstances. I was going to go live earlier today in the morning, but then I decided to just do it now instead because I couldn't in the morning because I was actually sleeping and was in big pain. Yeah, it's just me tonight. No David. David is traveling, doing some useless, random, boring things. So it's going to be me tonight. And tomorrow I'll be live in the morning again, most likely, and then maybe again at night. And then so we will do the whole weekend with David Wood thing again after that. But this is how we roll. That's how it is. It is what it is. But today you are here. We are here all together to go through Piers Morgan's interview, Piers Morgan's episode with Rabbi Shmuley and Cenk. Cenk, as we know, is a very, very advanced intellectual person in the sphere of intellectual exchanges. And Rabbi Shmuley is a rabbi. Not a Shmuley. He's a rabbi. So we're going to look at that. We're going to look at that. Oh, no, I didn't plug in my soundboard. How could I do this? How could I do this? This is treason. This is treason. Okay. Got my soundboard plugged in. Okay. How's everyone doing? Tom Taylor said AP über alles. AP über alles. What's shaking? I have no idea what you're talking about. Alhamdulillah, the Jews. FU AP, that probably means for you, AP. Yay. Hello, my atheist brothers and sisters. David has a whole yes. Almost on time. Yes. Best intro song on the internet. Absolutely. It is the best. It is called for those who are wondering. So let me share my screen here. Let me share the screen here. Let me share my screen here. Okay, there it is. Earlier, what is happening? Earlier, I saw that there is some drama going on between Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro. This is so stupid. Babylon, be Palestinian at hospital for colonoscopy, not sure about his doctor holding grenade launcher. Shut up. Candace Owens is trending, and people probably know that I love Candace Owens very, very much and think she's amazing. Just kidding. Of course I don't. What happened here apparently... Oh, I forgot. Candace Owens blocked me, so I can't really see her tweets. But let's see. I actually want to have a look at that quickly before I start, because I haven't been keeping up with that. So let's see. Let me switch my account here. Okay. All right. Let's see what happened here. The other day, yesterday, Candace Owens said, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. No one can serve two masters. Either you will hate the one and love the other, or you will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money." Okay, she's quoting the Bible, right? Interesting. She's quoting the Bible, but for what reason? Of course, everybody, when they saw this, thought that this is a message about Daily Wire, about her job at the Daily Wire, and that she's trying to make a statement there, that she wants to attack Israel and defend the whole pro-Palestine crew, and so she's taking a dig at her job at the Daily Wire here. What happened as a result of that is Ben Shapiro said earlier, he said, "Candace, if you feel that taking money from the Daily Wire somehow comes between you and God, by all means quit." Which is a bit harsh. But then, in response to that, in response to that, she said, "You are utterly out of line for suggesting that I cannot quote Bible scripture. The Bible is not about you." And lots of likes are here, 26,000 likes, and people cheering for her and saying, yeah, she's destroying Ben Shapiro. But the whole thing here is a little bit ridiculous, because I look at this, and the first thing that I'm thinking is, who said that you are not supposed to quote the Bible? Who said that you can't quote the Bible? Who reprimanded you for quoting the Bible? That's not what's happening here. What's happening here is that Candace is basically implying that she can't serve money and God at the same time. And money, by money, she, I guess, means her job at Daily Wire. Ben Shapiro then says, if you think money gets between you and God, then just quit your job. And she says, "How dare you say I can't quote the Bible?" This is a typical straw man, and 26,000 people seem to be falling for it. It's so ridiculous, isn't it? She's basically turning herself into a victim here by quoting the Bible, which is very cringeworthy, and also displaying how she either doesn't understand what is being said, or she likes to play the victim and likes to be dishonest. It's so bizarre, and so many people like it and support her for this. It's like, I don't know. It is ridiculous. But yeah, that's what's going on here. Interesting drama. I never liked Candace Owens. I think she is irrational, dishonest, and so on. So yeah, that's that. Anyway, let's come to this here. I was told that I should watch this and comment on it. And Piers Morgan said that this is an explosive interview, an explosive debate. So let's see what's going on here. Let us see. Gaiban said, "Free Aisha." Yeah, free Aisha. Free Europe, by the way. Free Europe. David Puff said, "Candace Owens doesn't believe in the moon landing. She's a cold, calculating psychopath who's retarded." All right, let's see.
Welcome back. The G7, including the UK and US, is calling for humanitarian pauses in Gaza. Many other countries in the Middle East are demanding a full ceasefire. Israel has ruled out a ceasefire, while Hamas holds around 240 hostages who were kidnapped during the deadly terror attacks on October the 7th. It says there's already tactical pauses in its daily...
Oh, by the way, for those who are not aware, one of the debaters, Rabbi Shmuley, he's going to debate Mohammed Hijab tomorrow. And Rabbi Shmuley already posted about him, and I think I should actually bring that up quickly. He posted about him in advance before going to the debate to show, is this really the guy that I'm supposed to debate? Let's see. Where was that? Where did he post that? Is it okay? There's this post. So he made two posts about him, I think. after he announced that he's going to debate him on Piers Morgan. One of them, so it says, does Mohammed Hijab have a strange thing for Ben Shapiro's wife? I don't understand this clip at all. We'll find out at our debate tomorrow. I hope you'll explain, Mohammed. All the best. And the video is this. Those who are aware of Mohammed Hijab probably won't be surprised by hearing this stuff here.
Drops bombs on babies. I understand why you're not engaging me. I just want to speak to your wife for a second. Yes, I'm speaking to Ben Shapiro's wife. Ben Shapiro's wife, whatever your name is, just know your husband is a coward. Just know this is the real man. Look at me. Ben Shapiro's wife, please look at me. This is your husband drops bombs on babies.
See, this is very typical. I mean, very typical Mohammed Hijab, sitting there talking to a man, saying, "Hey, I'm speaking to your wife now. Hey, your husband is not a real man. Look at me, I'm a real man. Just want to tell you that." He did the very same thing to me. He did the very same thing to many others. He keeps doing this, and people actually applaud him for this kind of stuff. And the other video is this one, where he said, Mohammed Hijab and people like him believe they can bully the Jews. Just listen to this embarrassingly transparent attempt at intimidation. I have agreed to debate him for one reason, so he will meet a Jew who will not tremble. And by the way, the IDF is not only trembling, they are destroying Hamas all over Gaza. So this is what it says.
Have you noticed them shiver? Have you noticed them tremble? I have noticed them tremble.
He was bragging about how the IDF would never dare to fight man to man against the Hamas, and nowadays he's crying about the situation in Gaza.
You're finished already. Look at me. Look at me. You know you're done.
All right.
Assaults on the Gaza Strip, where more than 10,500 people reportedly now being killed in Gaza, including over 4,000 children, according to the Hamas-run health ministry. On Sunday, the Pope made an urgent
Why stuttering?
plea to stop the conflict, saying, I pray to you to stop in the name of God, cease the fire. So with so much bloodshed, is it time for a ceasefire? Joining me now to discuss this, America's Rabbi and best-selling author, Rabbi Shmuley, and welcome back to Young Turks creator and Democratic presidential challenger, Cenk, Uygur. Well, welcome to both of you. Cenk, let me start with you. Many people are calling for a ceasefire. Queen Rania of Jordan, Angelina Jolie, Arab leaders, and so on.
Angelina Jolie called for a ceasefire. This is very important. We have to take it seriously. So why is there no ceasefire? Why did Israel not agree to a ceasefire if Angelina Jolie called for a ceasefire? What? This is ridiculous. This is unacceptable. This is absolutely unacceptable.
I presume you would agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that they've murdered enough Palestinian civilians. And even Netanyahu, in an interview with ABC News, said, now that we're on the ground, we're finally pressuring Hamas on hostages. Oh, so the 7,000 bombs you dropped were totally useless and collective punishment, and your attempt to murder civilians on purpose as some sort of sick vengeance. So please stop the murders.
That's actually not collective punishment at all, especially if you look at all the world wars. What happened is that they dropped leaflets, they dropped notices to evacuate as soon as possible, and then started bombing with the whole implication that they want civilians to flee. They don't want to kill civilians, but they want to cause damage because they are fighting a war now. This is also a war, which is why they have for weeks said, get out of there, we are going to bomb. And then they have bombed.
Ceasefire right now.
Rabbi Shmuley, your response?
Cenk is polling in the Democratic presidential primaries at 0%, nothing. He has a greater
That's not
likelihood
true.
of being elected the new king of France. And don't interrupt me, please. And the reason is that the American people are decent. They understand that Cenk's anti-Semitism, which he has voiced on your show repeatedly, calling Jews genocide dares. And this is the eve of Kristallnacht, the 85th anniversary of the start of the Holocaust. He would deny the Jewish people the only dignity left to us, that we were victims of genocide, and he would say that we are the Nazis, we are the Gestapo, for simply wanting to defend ourselves against the brutality.
Okay, that's a little bit dirty, to be honest. It's a little bit dirty. It's a bit humiliating and a little bit dirty. And of course, Cenk is obviously immediately triggered by starting it with he's polling at 0%. Man, why?
Brutality and the savagery of Hamas. Cenk, you'll have your turn. Just show some decency. If you're not going to show it to my people, show it to me and show it to the viewers of the show.
Stop.
But who is surprised that a man? Who is surprised that a man the name of whose podcast is Young Turks, who perpetrated the Armenian genocide? The Young Turks is like calling your podcast the Young Nazis, the Young Gestapo. They killed 1.5 to 2 million Armenians between 1915 and 1918.
This is true. It's very funny that they are actually called the Young Turks, because the Young Turks were the ones who were leading the Ottoman Empire in its demise when the Sultan became very obsolete and had no proper functional role anymore. It was at that point only symbolic, and the Young Turks were the movement that formed the government under whose guidance massacres were committed, including the Armenian genocide. So it is indeed a little bit weird to have that as your title.
The Armenian community has begged Cenk to change the name of his show. For the first half of his life, he was a complete Armenian genocide denier. Now he is a Holocaust denier, because he is saying that the Jews are engaged in a genocide of the Palestinians. Now, which nation? How can there be 1.8 million Muslim Arab citizens?
Rabbi Shmuley, okay. I'm going to go to Cenk. You said some very strong things about Cenk. You can now respond, Cenk.
Yeah, you should never have this guy on air. Everything he said is a lie. I don't deny the Holocaust. That's insanity. And in terms of the Armenian genocide, there is a powerful analogy there. Why was it a genocide? And yes, it was a genocide. Why? Because...
I remember him in the past denying the genocide. Isn't that true? I think in the past he said he didn't acknowledge it as a genocide. He said that he doesn't believe it was a genocide. So that's interesting.
They moved and displaced so many people and killed civilians on the way. What is Israel doing? Moving and displacing millions of people and killing innocent civilians. It is the exact definition of a genocide. So I think
not the same thing at all. What the Ottoman Empire did was to collectively punish and move the Armenians and putting them on death marches, and which means they march with them throughout through the desert or through barren, hot regions. And there are many records of this, documentaries, films, reports. They let them starve and thirst on the way, and let them die and bury them along the way. And many others they simply shoot for getting out of line, and so on. They had the whole sole purpose of getting rid of the Armenians no matter how, and then made the excuse of, well, those people, lots of them died on the way when they were being transferred. That is genocide. In the case of Israel today, while they are fighting Hamas, what is happening is that they say evacuate temporarily to the southern part while we are bombing the northern part so that you do not die. That's not comparable at all. It's not at all comparable. Plus, the two parties here are at war. There was no such thing in the Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman Empire just went to its own population and started genociding them and ethnically cleansing them. David, what's David doing? David, stop calling for attention with your $100 super chat. Nobody is impressed by this. AP's live streams are so boring without David Wood's awesome commentary and brilliant insights. Come on, then, join me then if you have so much time on your hand. Well, thank you, David Wood. Join right now, then. Join. Why are you stuttering?
Why stuttering?
Yeah.
The Jewish people are an amazing people, and their culture is beautiful. And I don't tolerate any anti-Semitism. But I think that the occupation is decaying the moral core of Israel. How long are you going to oppress these people?
But Cenk,
and I know this guy, all he wants to do is an ad hominem attack. He's a liar. And you could tell exactly what kind of indecent human being he is. But the main reason he's doing it is
This is very interesting. Cenk always complains about what Israel is doing. He never offers an actual solution. Last time, same. On Twitter, the same. Here, the same.
avoid the topic. When are you going to stop murdering Palestinians and cheerleading it?
Okay.
If you're talking about genocide, you're the one right now doing the genocide.
May I respond?
Yes.
Go ahead, more lies. Go ahead.
You know, I've spent my life debating people. Whenever someone starts using personal names and screaming like a lunatic, they're losing the debate. Let me remain factual.
You're the one
First
who
of all,
made up things.
The Palestinians were offered a state in 1936 in the Peel Commission. They rejected it. They were offered a state in 1947, the UN partition plan. They rejected it. They were offered a state in 1967 after Israel conquered Judea and Samaria and the West Bank. They rejected it. They were offered a state in 2000, Yasser Arafat, Ehud Barak. They rejected it. They were offered a state with Ehud Olmert 2008. They rejected it. Israel unilaterally withdrew from Gaza in 2005, and they did not create a state. In fact, where were you, Cenk, when you say that you care about Palestinian children, when Hamas stole the highest rate of per capita international foreign aid, larger than the Marshall Plan, from Palestinian children, did not build schools for them, did not build hospitals, took all the money to buy bombs and to build a network of tunnels, which is large.
This is true. All of the history of Israel offering them to build a state, rejection, he didn't even mention all of it. He just went over it very quickly. It's true. It is true. All of it was rejected. By the way, it was also Israel that initiated that agreed to recognize Palestine as a state. Israel agreed in the Oslo Accords, Oslo I, to recognize Palestine as a state in the early 90s, and that the PLO, as representing Palestine, should also then recognize Israel so that we can start talking and recognizing each other and establishing an independent Palestinian state alongside. Israel did that. Israel had the power not to do that. Israel had the power to massacre everybody if that is what they wanted to do, or to kick everybody out if that is what they wanted to do. But yes, Israel did offer and was rejected several times. And yes, Hamas stole funds repeatedly. And there is a video which I played quite recently where they say that they don't care about building facilities where their population can be safe because they have tunnels to build for themselves from which they fight, and they are not in charge of protecting their own population. That's what Hamas said.
Larger than the New York subway system. Where were you then? Why did you only come up now? In fact, when Bashar al-Assad killed 600,000 children, Arab children, when he gassed them with mustard gas, my organization took out full-page New York Times ads to protect them from sarin gas. Where were you then? You don't care about Arab children. You are a Jew hater, defined as someone who only wants to lie and say that the Jews are genocidaires. And don't try to cancel me and say that I shouldn't be on. You're not a producer of this show because you are ignorant of the fact.
I find it so cringeworthy when Cenk yells, "Shut up, you bigot, you racist."
Only wants to lie and say that the Jews are genocidaires. And don't try to cancel me and say that
Why is he a racist now? I don't even get it. Like, the insult doesn't even make any sense. Why is he a racist now?
I shouldn't be on. You're not a producer of this show. Because you are ignorant of the facts and ignorant of the history does not mean that you can cancel my voice.
Cenk, your response.
Okay, so first of all, this guy is a full-blown.
That is true. I should clip that, and I should put that on my soundboard. I should put, "You bigot, shut up, you bigot, you racist." I'll put that on my soundboard.
Bigot. He's one of the most racist people I have ever seen, does not value Palestinian lives at all. And everything he said about me is 100% untrue. I was vicious in my criticism of Bashar al-Assad. I've criticized Hamas over and over again. And I think what they did in the attack against Israel was reprehensible. But for God's sake, how long are you going to occupy these people? For me, the idea of Israelis and Palestinians or Muslims or Jews being different is absurd. Those are just stupid labels that we put on people. They're all human beings. I value the Israeli life just as much as I value the Palestinian life.
It would be very interesting to hear what Cenk means by occupying. What exactly does he see as an occupation? Which part should be which part is being occupied? How should the occupation end? Because the occupation that is taking place right now in the West Bank is there for a reason. An actual direct occupation of Gaza did not take place after 2005. What did take place is that Gaza has been blockaded because Hamas took over and refused to recognize the peace process, refused to recognize Israel, and refused to disavow terrorism. They openly said the entire time that their goal is to eventually take all of the land and to destroy Israel and to never recognize it. Why in the world would Israel be like, oh, yeah, okay, well, whatever, yeah, just go on about your life, yeah, we don't care.
We're all human. Stop using these nonsense labels
Cenk, let me ask you a
kill
question.
each other.
Cenk,
and all this guy wants to do is more murder of Palestinians.
Cenk, let me ask
when are you going to let them go?
Cenk, let me ask you a question. You mentioned genocide there. What Hamas is actually in its charter dedicated to doing is the purest personification of genocide. Well, it is. They want to see the eradication of Israel.
Why is he giving that reaction? This is very important. We need to talk about what Hamas wants, right?
And they proved on October the 7th they will kill as many Jews as they can possibly get their hands on. So that is pure genocide. What Israel is doing in return, I don't think meets the category of genocide, right? Because they don't want to get rid of every Palestinian. They don't want to kill every Palestinian.
No,
they want to kill every Hamas terrorist. Now, there are legitimate question marks about how they're going about this and about the civilian casualties. But there is a moral distinction between what Hamas is dedicated to doing and what Israel is dedicated to doing, isn't there?
No. First of all, Hamas is a bunch of idiots. They should take that stuff out of their charter. All it does is hurt the Palestinian cause.
I agree.
Are you kidding me? Hamas are idiots? That's it? Like, that's your response to Hamas? That is the response to Hamas, really? Israel are genociders, criminals, terrorists. They're doing a genocide. They hate and this and that. And when it comes to Hamas, which actually explicitly over and over said that their aim is to eradicate the Jews, your response is, well, they are idiots. They're idiots. Are you kidding me, man? This is just pure hypocrisy. Pure hypocrisy. He should be crying about Hamas this whole time, not about Israel. It is Hamas that explicitly and openly, repeatedly said that they aim to destroy Israel and eradicate the Jews. It's not Israel that made such a rhetoric. It is Hamas that said that. And in fact, since this is coming up, let me quickly play a video here. Let's see what this video says. This video is a preacher and Hamas official preaching to a mosque in 2000. When was this? 2012? Something along this line. I don't know.
عقيدتنا في قتالكم أننا سنبيدكم على بكرة أبيكم ولن نبقي منكم أحدا لأنكم ظلام الأرض وشذاذ الآفاق ومرتزقة الزمان بل مرتزقة كل زمان. راجعوا التاريخ أيها الإخوة فما وجد اليهود في مكان إلا سعوا فيه فسادا. ألم تقف على قول الله يا مسلم ويسعون في الأرض والألف واللام في كلمة الأرض.
So pay attention. He says that they're going to kill all of the Jews, completely exterminate them, all of the Jews. Our doctrine in fighting you, the Jews, is that we will totally exterminate you. We will not leave a single one of you alive. Because you are alien usurpers of the land and internal mercenaries. And here, research the history, my brothers. Wherever the Jews live, they spread corruption. This is a Hamas official. a Hamas official, saying we will exterminate you completely. We will not leave one single of you, not one of you alive. Talking about Jews. This is Hamas. And they have repeated this idea of eradicating the Jews many, many times over the years. But apparently, yeah, they're just idiots. That's it.
Call for it. It's dumb and it's immoral. But Hamas...
White Lily said Cenk needs to do the Farfour dance so he can lighten up. I'm going to play the Farfour video later again. I have to see that.
Claims that they would like to do these things, and from time to time they do these attacks that are horrible and they should never do. But Israel actually kills Palestinians, actually occupies Palestine, actually denies the Palestinians a state.
Hamas actually wants to take over Israel and eradicate it and kill all of the Jews. Hamas actually announced that that this is the beginning of the end of Israel on October 7th. Hamas actually went into Israel and started indiscriminately killing the population and raping people. Hamas is actually doing these things. What do you think the response to Hamas should be, Cenk? And why do you only get outraged once Israel declares war in response?
So there's this absurd talk of like, oh, if Hamas was super powerful, they might deny Israel its existence. Except Israel does exist. And the Palestinian state does not exist because Israel is blocking their state. So
no, it does not exist because Hamas does not want to declare their own Palestinian state in the current state they are in, because Hamas does not recognize the peace processes. That's why it doesn't exist. Does this guy know anything about the history? Does he know and he's just lying, or is he completely ignorant about this? I don't know.
Stop using I'm not saying to you, Piers, but this propaganda, hold on.
You know, Cenk, you and I are almost the same age, and I'm actually quite worried for how upset you get on TV. You got to protect your health. You're just kind of losing it. Now, calm down.
Because I'm upset that you keep advocating
when
for
you
the
keep
murder
on
of
saying,
civilians.
Cenk, you have
like
to stop
terrorist.
yelling. You have to stop screaming, and you need to know the facts. The
Cenk is a little bit emotional, and I'm in no position to criticize him over that, but yeah. Seb Scholar said, AP, when you were a Muslim, how did you view the Armenian genocide? I didn't think much about it. The only time that I absorbed some of the propaganda, I thought, oh yeah, okay, well, I agree with the propaganda that what the Turks did was to just move them because they were engaging in attacks against the Turks, and then while that was happening, Armenians died and all of that. So I absorbed that at some point and meaninglessly semi-accepted it without really thinking about it. But I didn't have like big thoughts on it. It was, though, toward the end, as I was researching, I realized, historians don't really disagree that the Armenian genocide was indeed a genocide, and it was deliberate.
Palestinians were offered a state 7 times, and they rejected it 7 times. Bill Clinton told Yasser Arafat in 2000, you have made me a failure as president because Israel was giving you 97% of Judea and Samaria and the old city of Jerusalem. And Ehud Barak even offered the Temple Mount, the holiest site in Judaism, and the Palestinians rejected it. You simply don't know the history. Read a book. In fact, read a Wikipedia article before you get on TV. Number 2, you made a very good...
One of the main issues with Yasser Arafat was that he wanted a guarantee for the Palestinian right of return to the Palestinian and Israeli lands, which Israel has maintained is simply not acceptable. It is unacceptable. We cannot accept that. We cannot allow hundreds of thousands of people to come back and to reclaim their homes in these regions after an event that happened as a result of a war which the Arabs started in 1948. It is simply not possible to make such a demand now. The Palestinian side has to let go of that. And if they let go of that irrational, unrealistic demand, we can come to the table and have peace talks. Unfortunately, it somehow doesn't work.
Good point before, Piers, that Winston Churchill is the greatest British statesman and hero of the 20th century. Let's remember, when Churchill was faced with a genocidal threat of the Nazis, You know what he did, which Israel would never consider doing? He laid waste to 70% of Dresden, Essen, Cologne, Berlin. He eviscerated Germany and turned it into a parking lot, murdering about 6 million German civilians. Israel has never even considered doing 1,000th of that. And FDR acquiesced to it.
He actually just called it murdered. Did he misspeak, or does he condemn that? I'm really wondering.
And he's considered our greatest president of the 20th century. And then Harry Truman dropped 2 atomic bombs on Nagasaki, Hiroshima. So and Israel has nuclear weapons, has never considered doing that. Israel opened up.
Well, they've actually.
Okay,
let me come at you,
begging
Rabbi.
I have one question.
I want to come back to you on 2 points.
Simple question, Cenk.
I want to ask you a question, Rabbi.
Call Winston Churchill a war criminal on this show today. Will you call Churchill a war criminal?
All right, Cenk, answer that question.
Okay, so Rabbi Shmuley, if you're actually a rabbi, what
does that mean? Oh.
The standards of history have changed. So the Mongols went into Baghdad and killed every man, woman, and child, killed 800,000 people, the largest city in the world. Now, we don't live by those standards anymore. And
why would he even say that? I don't get it. Let's see. Is this him? Rabbi. Orthodox Jewish rabbi. Yeah. Why in the world? Why did he say if you are actually a rabbi? Well, that came out of nowhere.
Right now, if a modern British prime minister or American president advocated for dropping a nuclear bomb in Japan or killing 70% of the people that live in Dresden, you're damn right I'd call him a war criminal. It's a different situation today than it was in the past. And so what you're saying is, hey, we only murdered 10,000 civilians and wantonly and recklessly, and we only did a partial genocide, so we're not as guilty. No, I'm not buying it at all.
Rabbi Shmuley, I want to ask you a question. Okay, hang on, Rabbi, I want to ask you a question.
That's not a very great response. Things changed, therefore you can't do the same thing now.
Which is the unique scenario in Gaza, is that nearly half of the civilian population are children. They have nothing to do with this. They're not politicians. They're not in Hamas. They're not terrorists. They're not military. They're kids. And they are in their thousands being killed here. And I ask you, really, is there any limit, you as a rabbi, of the number of children who need to be killed to get rid of Hamas here, or is there no limit?
Interesting question, to be fair.
Of course there's a limit. We mourn the death of every Arab, Muslim, Palestinian child as if a Jewish child died. They are absolutely equal before God. That's why Israel withdrew.
Would you look at why? Cenk, Cenk. How old is Cenk Uygur? I'm really look at that face.
Jewish child died. They are absolutely equal before God. That's why Israel withdrew completely and utterly in 2005. Something that
Cenk, how old are you? You're 53 years old and you want to become the president of the United States. What? Why, man? Please stop.
Cenk will not even acknowledge. There isn't one Israeli soldier, there wasn't until this new invasion, because of the attack on Sderot, I went to those places, Piers. I was there 2 weeks ago. I saw the blood caked on the walls, congealed to 3 or 4 inches. I saw the knives that were used to murder entire families. We saw the place where Thai, not Jewish, Thai farm workers who were growing pumpkins were beheaded. We saw the body.
There is an actual video of a Thai worker in Israel being brutally beaten and beheaded by what appears to be Hamas or Gazans. Not sure. One of those people yells, screams, Allahu Akbar, and repeatedly hits the neck of a Thai worker in Israel and tries to decapitate him. I'm not entirely sure if he actually eventually succeeds and decapitates him. I think I genuinely never watched the video long enough to find out, but there is such footage.
Body of Shani Luke, and I spoke to her mother, Ricarda, who was taken naked. These are religious men in Hamas, taken naked in her underwear and her bra, her dead body, these necrophilia savages. We saw all that. How many Palestinian children need to die? God forbid, not one. All Hamas needs to do is let the civilian population go south. Stop using them as human shields. Hamas wants these Palestinian children to die.
I can predict you will say, where should they go? They can't go south because there they will be bombed. Lots of excuses will come. Lots of excuses will come. It's very simple. The best chance here to save the lives is to let them go south. You can make as many excuses to that as you want, but the best chances here are to listen and to let them go south, because it is a war zone. Of course, if Hamas is preventing them from going south, then that's another issue. Then why exactly are you blaming Israel here?
Every Palestinian child to Hamas is a bulletproof
Okay,
vest.
but you said
they exist for no other reason than to humiliate Israel.
Okay.
Let them go south and be safe.
Okay.
But Hamas wants them.
But Rabbi Shmuley,
it's Hamas's fault. It's Hamas's fault. It's Hamas's fault.
Rabbi Shmuley, you did say there is a limit. What is that limit?
Piers, it's hard to put a number on how many.
That is a question that is like, you don't want civilians to die, right? And Piers asks you, so how many civilians maximum should die until you stop? It's like, we shouldn't be doing that to begin with. There should be no number. As soon as you put a number to it, it becomes really, really messed up. There should be no civilians in the region to begin with. That's the entire point of giving people time and telling them repeatedly for weeks, evacuate, evacuate, evacuate.
How many people Hamas is prepared to allow to die in order to destroy the state of Israel? Remember, Hamas's motto is from the sea, from sea to sea, Israel will be, Palestine will be free. It's the annihilation of every Jew. Iran calls for.
He means from the river to the sea, but yeah.
For it openly, a second Holocaust. This is the eve of Kristallnacht. I don't want to put a number on how many Palestinian children. I want a ceasefire right now. Hamas must surrender unconditionally, just like FDR and just like Churchill demanded of the Nazis, unconditional surrender, release the hostages. We get a ceasefire right now. Cenk, let me ask you to call for a ceasefire by having Hamas, who you think actually cares about the Palestinian population, announce their surrender. Call for their surrender right now.
Wait, does Cenk actually think that?
They launched this attack unprovoked against Israel. They slaughtered 1,400 people. They are holding little babies whose diapers need to be changed as hostages. Call for them to surrender unconditionally.
All right, Cenk, final word to you.
Can we?
Okay.
There's a mosquito right in front of my face. It's probably Hamas or Allah. I don't know.
So, look, all this is nonsense. First of all, Israel did not withdraw. They control the borders of Gaza 100%. And as you can tell now, they cut off the water and power anytime they want.
And why? Why did they do that? Did they do that because they were like, oh, we just want to do this. We just want to keep the blockade there. Or was it because Hamas vowed to continue fighting?
The Jewish people have been oppressed throughout history. My heart goes out to the Jewish people for all the pain and the suffering that they have endured through all of these years. But now Israel, unfortunately, is not the oppressed. It is the oppressor. Look at them dropping 7,000 bombs on grandmothers and children. There's an American nurse that explained on CNN yesterday about how she sees little kids with burns all across their bodies. So Hamas is terrible. Yes, I can call for their surrender. That's easy. I don't like Hamas. I think Hamas is Muslim fundamentalist. But it's an impossible stand. I don't like Hamas. I think so. Hamas is terrible. Yes, I can call for their surrender. That's easy. I don't like Hamas. I think Hamas is Muslim fundamentalist. But it's an impossible standard, and you know they're not going to meet that standard. And because you want to keep.
Then why are you here yelling at Israel? This is so ridiculous, isn't it? It's like, like he accepts that Hamas is so bad that no matter how many people die, Hamas will not surrender. But he's here yelling at Israel. I guess because Israel is the civilized one, right? Israel is the reasonable one. Israel is the adult in the room. Israel is the grown up. Israel is supposed to act rationally and reasonably and listen to people, because Hamas won't do it. Why do you go to Israel? Why do people not put pressure, this much pressure on Hamas? Why won't they do this? Why is the world not protesting, out there complaining and blasting Hamas? They're acting like, well, we know Hamas won't give up. You know, we just know they won't do it. Therefore, Israel, stop right now. How stupid. What kind of idiotic standards are these? If I'm a reasonable person and I'm repeatedly attacked by this guy who says he wants to kill me and murder my entire family and everyone who knows me and supports me, and he wants to continue going on, if that guy keeps attacking me and I eventually say, okay, I've had enough, and I shoot and shoot and shoot, why do people then expect me to just do ceasefire, to stop, and let them prepare for the next attack again? This is ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. Israel doesn't have to be the bigger guy. Israel doesn't have to be the reasonable one. It's enough is enough. This has gone on forever.
Keep killing those civilians to show them how mighty you are and what a great oppressor you are. I'm sick of it. And it's not only ruining the Palestinians and causing their deaths, but it is ruining, it is causing the moral decay of Israel.
Blood libel. This is a blood libel against the Jewish people. You may as well just say that we drink the blood of Christian children in our mouths. Cenk, you are guilty of a blood libel on the eve of Kristallnacht. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I'm going to call.
It's a blood libel. Change the name.
I'm sorry, but yes, sometimes people can use the whole identity a little bit too much. But yes, if Cenk here and other people like him don't want to, want Israel to be reasonable, always want them to step up and don't go remotely as hard against other parties, especially against Hamas, then you really have to ask yourself, why exactly are they doing this? Why exactly do they expect so much from Israel? Why exactly do they, put all of these standards, all of these demands on Israel and not on others? Is there something more to this? I don't know.
Of your show away from young Turks who are genocidaires who killed 1 million Armenians.
I'm going to try and wrestle things back to the host here and call a ceasefire for now. It's been a
Doc Brennan said, well, will Shaky Booty go on Piers Morgan? I hope he goes one day. That would be fantastic, man. That would be fantastic. That would be fantastic. I should go on Piers Morgan and destroy Piers Morgan. I don't have an issue with Piers Morgan. I don't know why I would do that. Matty said, love you, AP. Stay strong. Stay agnostic, player. First off, shame on you for saying player. Yeah, no, thank you. Farfour. Hey, Farfour, what's up? I just love how level-headed Cenk always is.
fascinating debate. Very passionate on both sides. I get that. I appreciate you both agreeing to debate each other. I think that's important in this situation. And thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. This guy's ruining. There's tremendous anti-Semitism in the world. By crying wolf, he's actually
from
hurting
people
the
like
Jewish
you.
cause
From people like you. From people like you.
Okay, you're a bigot. Stop killing Palestinians, you bigot.
Okay, we're going to leave it there. Thank you very much.
This is just ridiculous. Wow, it's 60 minutes and I already finished it. If David was here, we would still be at 2 minutes at this point, because David would be talking and talking and talking. He would pause after 5 minutes, after 5 seconds, would talk for 5 minutes, would pause again at 10 seconds, would talk for 50 minutes. We would be at the beginning still. Maybe we wouldn't be even, like, we wouldn't have started the video yet, because David would just be talking this whole time. That's incredible. See? You see? Notice. Yes. This kind of makes me think I should watch another video. I don't know. Should I watch another video? What should I watch? Wait, which one should I watch? There are more here. Which one should I watch? Should I watch another one? Quickly. I kind of want to watch this one. I earlier turned it on, but then it just kept playing and I didn't pay attention to it. But that would be interesting. I watched this conversation with Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is crazy. And yeah, There was one with Jordan Peterson, which is an hour long. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do a short live stream here and keep that for tomorrow. How about that? Sure, watch with Murray. Who's Murray? You mean Douglas Murray? The second one? I just watched enough Douglas Murray. 10 minutes. Oh, let's see.
In Israel, what did you make of that extraordinary interview?
Well, I mean, listening to Jeremy.
They're talking about this interview here, which is actually a very interesting one.
To you two.
Maybe I should have a look at this. But before that, I'm going to read some super chats. Ori said, why Cenk never talk about the occupation of the Kurdish people or the Turkish occupation of North Cyprus, but always cries about the Palestinians? Isn't it hypocrisy? Yes, it is hypocrisy. Turkey is actually... what should I say about this? Turkey has been fighting the Kurdish people for long times, for a century, and has been bombing Kurdish people in the north of Syria now for quite a while. And in Turkey, the situation is even worse, because in Turkey, for example, Kurdish people were not allowed to speak their own language. They were not recognized as their own people, and so on. He should be talking about that if he has a problem. And you could much easier blame them than you blame Israel.
Well, welcome back. I'm joined now by the editors of the new anthology, Poetry for the Many, but they're rather unlikely.
Ayatollah Khamenei said, this is great content, my dear friend Cenk Uygur. He's making truthful points. People just put the label on other people. We are all the same. Got to go and have a stoning to go to. Oh, yeah. Good luck, enjoy it, and good accuracy. Finger said, I was once a Muslim, alhamdulillah, but then I started watching AP and I showed his videos to my imam and he showed them to the mosque, mashallah, and now the entire Arabian Peninsula are ex-Muslims. Bismillah. This makes me very happy. Very good to see. Very good to see. I believe you. The Dehydrated Pie said, this debate just started and is already hilarious. You should make a voice record of him shouting, shut up, you bigot. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Yes, I'm going to do that. I need to do that. Borderline Watt said, you condemned the killing of Farfour. Why are you stuttering? I need to find out. Oh, yeah, let's see Farfour. I just want to see him dance again because it's so cool. I just don't get it. Why is he dancing in the middle of it? So stupid. Can you imagine Disney doing that? A scene where somebody's dying and blasting those people who killed him. Hey, Jews! Hey, Jews! And then... so stupid. Man, this is ridiculous. Oh, man. I love AP and I love the Jewish people. I don't care how much Farfour infiltrates the West with this dancing, inshallah. Yeah. Moo said, imagine Cenk naked pissing and at the same time while spreading his... Okay, thank you for that Moo. Thank you. That was very good. Lucid said, why is Chunk Yogurt always so angry? A Turk thing. I know Turks are terrible people. It would be funny if this was taken serious and I was canceled or something. All colors are entombed in black. Said, I hope I will be able to have a live chat with you on Islam versus modern day cults and how it ties to jihad. I'll listen to the live tomorrow. Night to you too. Night to you.
Anthologist, former Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn, and former Unite General Secretary Len McCluskey. Well, welcome to both of you. I certainly wasn't.
You know what? To be honest, I think I should listen to this conversation in the morning. So when it's morning for me, because this probably concerns British people a lot, and I might not have many British people. I might have more British people watching then. That might be a good idea. Dehydrated Pie said, Cenk is a goldmine. Make him president of America, please. His wild responses and facial expressions are what America needs right now. Definitely. We need a president who says, you bigot, you racist, and goes like this. Matthew said, AP, I'm just donating a bit more, bro. Hamas set up a new organization called the Anti-Farfour Defamation League. AFDL, we got to stand against them, bro. Love you from AU, which is Australia. Thank you. Had I known this, I would have read this in an Australian accent, which I can't even do. I was looking for memory videos earlier of those videos, cartoon videos to share on Twitter. Let's see if this is any good. This says an error occurred. Oh no, I'm being hacked by Hamas or Allah. Let's see. Again, here, now it works. Did I see this? Pioneers of Tomorrow, children's show. It's funny how it says children's show. 2014.
ما تسمع يا صديقي في عندكم يهود صديقي يا قيس
هسه لا
طيب انا سمعت هم بيجوا عليكم كل يوم
بس هسه لا
طيب اسمع يا صديقي اعمل ايدك هيك
مخيم
لما يجوا عندكم اضربهم بوكس خلوا يجوا بنظاره.
Are you kidding me? Wow, I didn't see this before. Jeez, this is a wow. He's speaking to a caller, a little child who's calling from Jenin from the West Bank, and telling the child, the kid, to punch the Jews and turn their faces into tomatoes.
والله عشان نحرر فلسطين
ان شاء الله. طيب على العموم يا روان انا بقول له يمسك حجر ولما يجي اليهود عنده يمسكوه وبوم.
طبعا.
Gee, this is messed up. Wow, wow. This is awful. I mean, we have seen a lot of the footage, right? But and they do say a bunch of things like, you know, we have to kill Jews and we have to be martyred and, you know, spill blood and this and that. But seeing that this bee, which is an adult disguised as a bee, actually talks to a child that is calling from somewhere and tells the child to punch Jews and to pick up stones and throw at the Jews. That is messed up. Plus, it's not only messed up because he's telling the kids that they should basically hurt Jews. It's also messed up because this guy is basically they spread this propaganda all the time that the IDF shoots people who throw rocks at them, right? And he is then encouraging the kids to actually go out and throw rocks at the Jews, at the IDF. Which happens during protests when the IDF shoots ammunition that might be not deadly, but also on occasions deadly if they sense a threat. This is so messed up. This guy is basically, wow. I mean, aren't parents there watching this and stepping in at this moment and thinking, no, don't do that. Why are you telling my child to do this? This is so messed up, man.
عادي
يطبش عليهم
لو كانوا يهود يعني جيران او صهاينه عادي مقتولين. ليش حابه تصيري شرطيه؟ ليش؟ زي مين؟ زي عمه. مين عمه؟ احمد. هو شرطي؟ شو بيسوي طب الشرطي؟
بحبس الحرامي واللي بيعمل مشاكل
وبطخ اليهود صح؟
And they shoot Jews, right? What the
انت بدك تصيري زيه؟ ان شاء الله لما تكبري. لما طخ اليهود كلهم.
This cute little child says, I will shoot the Jews. Yeah, when I grow up, I want to be just like my dad. I want to be police, and I want to shoot the Jews.
كلهم طيب.
All of them. I want to shoot all the Jews. I want to grow up when I'm bigger. I want to be like my dad. I want to be a police officer, and I want to kill the Jews. I want to shoot the Jews.
هو شرطي؟ شو بيسوي طب الشرطي؟
بحبس الحرامي واللي بيعمل مشاكل
وبطخ اليهود صح؟ انت بدك تصيري زيه؟ ان شاء الله لما تكبري. لما طخ اليهود كلهم؟ طيب.
You see these things here, and this just quickly explains everything, doesn't it? It quickly explains everything. Everything. Wait, Gedalia, you just shared a link to the YouTube video? That's funny. I'm watching this on Memory TV website. Oh no, okay, this is a different one. Good. I'm going to share this video on Twitter in a little bit. Have to do that. So I was saying, you see them propagate this stuff on TV to the little kids, telling them to go out and kill or fight, beat up Jews. You see them telling little girls to become officers and to kill Jews, to shoot them. And then people out there are still telling you, oh, no. It's all just, like oppression. It's because Israel is oppressing them. That's why they are fighting. I don't even know. The kind of stuff that this makes me think about the future of this conflict, I don't even know how to put in words. It's like Cenk's core logical faculties have been illegally occupied by anti-Semitic rhetoric ever since he was a young Turk. Okay, I'm going to not make this very long. I'm going to read super chat and I'm going to leave. I'll be live again tomorrow in the morning. That's what I'm going to do. Wow, I have to share this. So this is really, really messed up. Actually, you know what? Let me play one more thing here. Let me play one more thing over here. Let me play this one. It's funny, when I say I'm done, I'm going to leave now, people start leaving and the viewer count goes down and then I'm playing something again. And they all just left and missed something. That's what I should do every time. Don't ask me why. Palestinian preacher Sheikh Umar Abu Sarah at the Al-Aqsa Mosque, the internet, on November 28, 2014. Let's see. The video I just showed, Rachel, was 2014. The one about the kids. That was also 2014.
إن الحديث عن صفات يهود له نمط خاص لأننا نتحدث عن قوم لم تبقى صفة قبيحة إلا ووسموا بها وكانوا أئمة فيها يعلمون غيرهم فنونها خصوصا أن هذه الصفات التي سطرها القرآن الكريم وصورها في أبشع صورة من خلال اللقطات البشعة لحياة يهود.
Can you imagine these animals here standing there and or sitting there and terrorizing the world, believing in the most barbaric stuff out there, and then actually telling us that the Jews are evildoers and all of that?
شتى المجالات هذه الصفات لا زالت كما هي قديما وتتكرر حديثا لا بل والله لقد ازدادت بشاعة وسوءا لتطور.
And pay attention to all of the conflicts, terrorist attacks, insurgent movements, countries threatening others, killings in the streets, implementations of death penalties for ridiculous things that happened over the last 20 years. And then think again about the words of these Islamists who say the Jews are vile people. Wow.
وسائل الإفساد والإجرام في هذا العصر فيهود والله شر خلق الله وهم شر.
The Jews are the vilest creatures of Allah.
من وطع الحصى وعلى سطح هذه البسيطة مشى.
Oh yeah. Shut up.
قتلة للأنبياء. ابن القيم يقول بأنهم قتلوا 70 نبيا في يوم واحد.
They killed 70 prophets in one day. Where did they find 70 prophets? Where did they find so many prophets? And why did Allah keep sending so many prophets to them? Why did Allah send 70 prophets to them and let them all die? Isn't this a little bit weird of Allah? Isn't that's very incompetent of Allah? Imagine I'm all knowing and almighty, and I want to send a bunch of messengers. I'm like, okay, guys, you are going to spread the message. You are going to spread the message. There are 70 of you. I'm sending you all. You are going to send my message, and then they all get killed. And I'm like, why did that happen? I don't know. I'm almighty and all-knowing, right? But that was basically my plan. I caused that to happen. It's very weird.
مرتين على ما نعلم قتل نبينا محمد صلوات ربي وسلامه عليه.
Zippy Murphy said, I realized that video, that Daniel video of him mocking girls kind of sounds like you. No offense. How dare you? How dare you?
يهود هم القوم الذين جعل الله منهم القردة والخنازير. يهود هم القوم الذين ضربت عليهم الذلة والمسكنة. واليوم نحن نعيش الزمان الذي اقترب فيه بإذن الله قتال يهود مصداقا لحديث نبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم.
Oh, now he's going to read that beautiful hadith again. Nehemiah said, what is Palestine? I have no idea. No idea. Farfour, the best of dancers. My TV said, want to talk about Cenk versus Ben Gleib on... Who's Ben? I don't even know who Ben Gleib is. I don't even know who that is. Comedian and actor. I don't know. Franklin said Cenk ate Farfour. That's what really happened. That makes sense. That explains a lot of things. Ayatollah Khamenei said, honey, wake up, new jihad DLC just dropped. Flames of Zoroaster said, Farfour, that's what Muslims do when crying. Doc says, I challenge you to debate me this Friday only. Only what? I don't see what emoji you see on the screen here. This Friday only. Oh, there's a fist and something and a middle finger. Why would I debate somebody whose name is doxed? I don't even know who you are. Yuri Yurchenko said, AP Mr. L here. I got chat banned, LOL. I asked before, I'll try again. Watch Israel Unbiased History. It's 9 minutes long. You laugh with us. Israel Unbiased History. Let's see.
History. Many believe.
What is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? What is this?
Land of the Jewish people. Few dare tell its great history. Many believe it to be a long, complex, highly controversial story. However, you've been lied to. Israel's history is simple, objective, and, as the Torah teaches us, best told through the fallout experience. So, much like inspecting a terrorist outpost after being bombed by the Israeli Air Force, by the time we're done, you'll quickly realize that Israel did nothing wrong. Thousands of years ago, the Jewish people were chosen by God and promised the Holy Land. Whether it was because of their unfathomable IQ, moral purity, or high perseverance matters little. What does matter is that everyone else was jelly as hell, couldn't take the banter, and destroyed the grand Jewish civilization, renaming the Holy Land with the foreign imperialist name of Palestine. Now, all spread out through this fallen, post-apocalyptical world, the Jewish people, resented for their unmatched skills, were only allowed to partake in world, the Jewish people, resented for their unmatched.
What kind of a video is this, man? This is such a
skills were only allowed to partake in trading and finances.
Because the Jews pushing them into tax and rent collecting and money lending. Okay.
This was a mistake.
Not being subject to this restriction, Jews dominated.
More persecution followed. By the 19th century, thousands of Jews...
Okay, it's a funny video. I'm not going to watch it, though. Sorry. I have to say that. It does look interesting. Can't watch it, though. Yuri Yurchenko. Yeah, I just read this right. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That seems to be a funny video. Can't watch it, though. Unicorn said kids taught to throw stones at dhimmi was common practice for over 1,000 years. This is very Islamophobic. Don't say such things. Horrible. The dehydrated pie said, I once saw a comment saying the pioneers of tomorrow is actually preparing kids to be emotionally ready for loss and grief. So progressive of them. Oh, I never thought about that. That's very considerate of them. Yeah. Happy friends, he said, AP, God bless you and your family for standing up for the truth in spite of so much opposition. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm not a fun police, Jobo. I love watching stupid things. I love watching stupider things than this. I love watching even stupider things than this. I just don't want to watch that one. I don't want to watch it. You watch it. You go watch it.
تقاتلون يهود حتى يقول الشجر والحجر يا عبد الله يا مسلم هذا يهودي ورائي تعال فقط.
Okay, I'll watch it tomorrow. Okay, I'll watch it tomorrow. Fine, I'll watch it tomorrow.
وأقولها ليهود علنا لقد آن أوان ذبحكم.
It is so funny. Like, this just reminds me of that meme that I made yesterday. It's just so typical. Like, they say dumb things like these. The time for your slaughter has come, Jews. Ha 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 ha. And then they cry. And then they cry. Just like this. Just like this. First, he says, we must attack every Jew on the face of the earth. And then after attacking, they're like, how can you keep quiet, Muslims? When our people are dying, how can you keep quiet? Maybe you should have thought of that before. Okay, this guy has real problems. Real problems. And I'm pretty sure that the Jews are not the vile ones here and the really disturbing ones here. It's this guy. All right. Happy Fancy said, AP, God bless you and your family for sending up for the truth. Oh, yeah, I just read that. I already read everything twice. John R. said, I hope the next episode of Nahul, he'll teach us how to not draw Muhammad by drawing Muhammad, and then he gets fed to the lion. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Dear Wolfie, that gives me ideas of making such a spoof episode myself. The Wolf is at AP, what is going on with the IDF and people claiming that the videos are staged, specifically the video where there's some Arabic writings that are suspicious, or the Hamas-based video that's taken down. I think you're talking about one specific video which was published after they took over one of the hospitals in Gaza, and the officer, whatever his rank is, whatever his position is, in charge, as he was going through the video and showing the basement, where they found weapons and different things, he pointed at a calendar that was there and said, and on the calendar you can see that they marked the calendar and the Hamas terrorists write their names on it. In reality, actually, the calendar just shows the names of the days. So he made a wrong remark there, and of course people immediately jumped on that and were like, look, they're trying to stage something and they're not even doing it right. So that's what happened. I'm not sure if they deleted that or if that's still there, but that is the thing they are talking about. Let's see, where is that? I don't know what this guy's rank is, but this guy here made the mistake.
Evidence. In this room.
He's the one who gives the briefings, usually to the press.
There is a list. This list, in Arabic, this list.
I'm not sure if he looked long enough at this, or if there wasn't somebody there who looked at it and and I don't know, verified it before they show it. But what the calendar here is showing is basically the names of the days. Not sure why they're writing that down, but that's what it shows. The calendar doesn't have the list.
Days, we are in an operation. The operation against Israel started in the 7th of October. This is a Guardian list, where every terrorist writes his name.
So there is no name of terrorists on that list. Those days are just, those writings are just names of the days. That was the mistake. And I think people say they removed that video. I'm not entirely sure if they removed it or it's still up, but that was the mistake. That's it. It is a stupid mistake, a bad one, at the core of the video. But still, it doesn't dismiss any of the actual evidence. But people like to jump on that mistake and go, look, everything they do is fabricated. Yeah. My TV said Cenk's The Young Turk episode on Israel's humanitarian pause. I saw it had like 500,000 views or so. Let's see, what is that? Cenk, Uygur, TYT humanitarian pause. Let's see. 4 days ago. Heated debate. 25 minutes long. Okay, I'll check it out. I might watch it. Cedric, please watch minute 52. Sorry, I'm trying to kill this little terrorist here. Watch minute 52 of John Anderson with Douglas Murray. John Anderson, Douglas Murray. 52. Which one? Oh, here, 52. Why do you want me to watch this? Oh, Christianity and Islam, is that what you're talking about? It's funny. Let's see.
We divide power, we break it up, we limit the time you can exercise it, and you exchange it at the point of a pencil. Based in a realistic view of man, dignity and worth, human failings.
Yes.
It seems very different. I don't see an Islamic parallel.
No, I mean, there are enlightened traditions within certain Muslim traditions, certain ones. They tend, by the way, to be highly prejudiced against by other Muslims. I'm thinking of things like the Ahmadiyya community, certain branches of Sufi Islam, which have very admirable attitudes towards enlightenment and a sort of syncretic belief of their own. But these are minority sects within Islam.
Is this why you want me to watch this? Because he says minority sects.
And are largely hated by other Muslims.
Of course.
Islam is about subjugation to Allah. And that's why one of the reasons why the Muslim world is as it is. The Christian world is...
Is that it? That's why you wanted me to look up this video and watch it? Man, this is what we're dealing with nowadays, see? Because of minority sects, as David Wood always says. Man. All right, let's see what's going on here. Syrian girl, prominent fake news advocate. This is saying, horrific video of Israeli snipers gunning down civilians in front of Al-Shifa hospital. No ambulances can reach them. As soon as I see something posted by Syrian girl, I am nearly 95% confident that it is fake. Let's see. Forces on the street, Al-Shifa, no ambulances are able to reach the area. There are already community notes that are not yet approved. I write community notes sometimes, and I can view them now. Let's see. These casualties are not caused by Israeli snipers. All right, let's see. Numerous bodies scatter across Al-Shifa Street, northern Gaza Strip, where Israeli warplanes have bombed a group of civilians. I shouldn't be showing this, of course. Great, fantastic. There is no evidence here that anyone has been sniped, and there's no evidence that this was done by Israel. Get out. Probably untrue. Probably untrue. This is fake. And no proper source, as always. But people will post dumb stuff like this without any evidence, just make a claim, and then they will say that all of the evidence showing how Hamas actually brutally killed civilians are all fake. It's fake. Although we have it right in front of us, which, by the way, gave me the idea earlier today that I should make a video, putting all of the graphic, gruesome footage together and publish it on here on my channel, so that more and more people see it. MRL, Mr. L said, trying to make AP laugh be like funny video with complex humor and history failed. Minority sex grade success. Love you, AP. I like to laugh at stupid things. But hey, I'll watch the video. Okay, I'll watch the video tomorrow. I'll watch it tomorrow. Okay. I'm going to leave now. I'm going to post this video on Twitter. Okay, thanks everybody for tuning in, and thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for being here with The Final Messenger. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a fantastic day.
Why are you stuttering?
How about no?
It is a metaphysical matter.
We're proud of that.
And as always, before somebody else says it,
stay away from Islam.